Hey, everybody, welcome to the Saturday night show, Cryptids and Conspiracies, uh, where the truth is most of the time in the middle. Tonight, we actually have a guest. One has been away for a little while. Let me bring him on first as the guest of honor.
Abby someone.
Abby someone.
Abby who? Abby normal.
Yes, I not be normal since I'm on this stream.
Yep. There you go. There you go. All right. I guess we'll bring the furry guy on next. Here we go.
Sir, nobody worries about upsetting a droid.
That's because a droid don't pull people's arms out of their sockets when they lose. Wookiees are known to do that.
Hello there.
Hello.
I like to raise a point of order. I have never seen a Wookiee pull any arm sockets off of anybody in any fucking movie. I think it's a lie.
It's an ancient Wookiee secret.
Well, I'm sure it's lore on Kashyyyk, but let's try to keep it earthbound, okay?
All
right.
The only arms I pulled off are from this stupid microphone stand, and that's about it.
Yeah.
And there was that praying mantis when we were 8 years old.
Yeah, well,
that
she had it coming to her.
Yeah. Well, she must have killed her husband anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
I ate his head.
Even back then, you hated toxic women. So there you go. All right. So, let me bring on this dude.
If it's no Scottish, it's crap!
It's crap.
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, y'all. How's everyone?
Very good, Cool. Very good.
Eh? What's eh?
I'm doing good.
Oh, at least some of us.
So
What
far.
about you, Bunny? Are you all right?
He's muted.
He's muted.
That's how he's doing.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it
He's
to happen.
muted.
Waiting for it to happen. All right. So tonight we are going to talk about an American icon, maybe the most famous and iconic star in American history. I don't think there's many that were bigger. Some would argue Michael Jackson might have been bigger worldwide, but in America, I don't think there's anybody bigger than Elvis. Anybody want to dispute that?
No, but I would say we have actually heard of Elvis over here. So I think he was pretty big.
Right, pretty big.
He was kind of big.
Yeah.
But
he wasn't like touring the world to sold out shows like Michael Jackson.
My pal who lives around the corner, his mom, huge Elvis fan.
Oh, okay.
So they went to like an Elvis show thing with an impersonator or something. Not that long ago, maybe like last year through the city.
Now I would say this. I would say this. Above a certain like age, you will not find a female in worldwide that wasn't at least that knew of Elvis that wasn't a fan of Elvis. The panties hit the floor anytime he would sing. So it's pretty.
Elvis the Pelvis.
Elvis.
Yeah.
Even fat Elvis.
They had. They didn't. There was nobody like him. And there was nobody like him before him.
You know, when Elvis entered a room of women, it was a interesting reaction. When I walk into a room full of women, it's different. It's kind of different. People are trying to leave and run out the room and all that.
I can relate.
You gotta have.
There's a thin line between love and hate.
I
There's a thin line between love and hate. Anyway. Anyway, Well, I mean, one's like mass adoration, and the other is disgust. But you know, they kind of look similar. They're similar. Anyway. Just kid. Anyway, so
I just can't sing.
so tonight,
So-
go
I
ahead.
just can't sing.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, tonight, I have to
I
say
can't
that
sing. That's the
okay, I hear you. I do have to say tonight's a little bit thin in that I spent pretty much the whole day kind of like going through the evidence that's out there. Most of it appeared on Bill Bixby's show in the mid 80s, which I watched. And I have to say that there wasn't a lot of meat on these bones. Has anybody else found anything different from me?
I watched some of those videos earlier, but it's not really a heck of a lot. A lot of people say they've seen Elvis and they've been seeing Elvis for years, but
Yeah.
But how many hundreds of thousands of freaking Elvis impersonators are there just in this country alone? Holy crap!
Yeah. Well, I actually went to church with an Elvis impersonator. He had the hair and everything, and
Nice.
didn't look anything like Elvis. But every time he would like do a show, it would sell out. And
Was it always the Vegas version of Elvis or the 50s version of Elvis?
it's always the Vegas version of Elvis, you know.
Yeah, it's because the fat
and he
guys
kind of
don't
went
have
to seed a little bit. So
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, there you go. I just gotta know a little bit of judo and some karate chops and put on a white leisure suit with some
one of his bodyguards
bedazzled.
I didn't realize this, but one of his bodyguards was the guy that played the mechanic on Baba Black Sheep, the redheaded guy.
Yeah.
no, I'm not sure who that is.
Yeah, he's.
I don't know who that is either. Since, you don't know
I forget
the
his
name.
name, but he was a real good actor on that show. But yeah, and some of the videos I was seeing of Elvis in the early 70s, this guy's walking around with him, with the red hair and a beard and all that shit. And they had some training they were doing for karate, and he was there with him all
Right.
So
Well,
kind of crazy.
Well, it's always like, I knew this guy, and I think it was Elvis, and then they show a picture, and it's like, look, he resembles Elvis, and he looks nothing.
He looks nowhere
like
near,
Elvis.
not even close.
I mean, there's like this evangelist preacher guy, Bob somebody. I don't remember the last name, but everybody's like, he kind of sounded like Elvis, except that when you like kind of went down to the bare bones of the sound of his voice, his vibrato is way too broad, and he didn't have the range of Elvis.
No.
But he's also in his 70s, and Elvis would be in 80s by now.
He'd be pushing 90, I would say by now. Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be late.
He was born in 1935, so yeah, he'd be like
almost
90 right now, or something like that.
Something thereabouts.
Pretty close.
Hell,
pretty
even
close.
if he did fake his death, he's dead.
Probably, yeah. That's probably
he's most
true as
likely
well,
dead at this point.
He's dead either way.
Considering his favorite food, which he ate almost exclusively at the end of his life, was peanut butter and bananas, toasted peanut butter and banana sandwiches.
Yeah, deep fried,
so
toasted banana.
My dad used to eat those.
Holy crap!
Banana.
Deep
Banana.
fried, right. They were cooking butter, so they were pretty much
Yeah.
My dad used to eat a lot of those. So right. There was a story. There's a story where this woman, actually, she was like part of Elvis's record company, and she accompanied her boss, and he said, ask Elvis if he wants something, and she went over there and she asked him if he wanted something, and he's like, oh yeah, I want a peanut butter and banana sandwich. Right. And she's like, okay, because it's not really common, you know.
No,
So she goes down. Right. Well, so she goes down and she tries to make him a toasted peanut butter banana sandwich, and brings it back up to him. And the first thing he did was when he bit into it was the whole thing fell apart. And she's like, she's like appalled. And he said that he took her down to the kitchen and showed her the proper way to make one. So that's the kind of dude he was. But that's the thing about making a peanut butter banana sandwich, is that, the banana, the fluid, the liquid from the banana would, if you didn't do it right, if you didn't have the right ratio of peanut butter and banana, then peanut butter, then the whole thing fell apart. So it's like a house of cards,
right.
except for as a sandwich.
There you go. There's some culinary information we're getting on here today as well.
Like I said, my dad.
Bunny's cooking show. We'll find a proper way to make the peanut butter and banana deep fried sandwiches.
Now we gotta have Bunny just come out as Julia Child.
Julia Child.
My dad was a fan. Okay, my dad was a fan. Okay.
Julia Child.
And when I was 4 years old, when he passed in 1977, it made quite an impression on me. Okay, it did anyway. But anyway, all right. So cooking show segment over. All right.
Cooking with Bunny. Stick around for the new show.
So Bunny, what evidence do you have that supports the belief that he didn't die?
Well, let me play a clip of how it could have happened.
Yes, let's see. So, let's find out.
All right. It's a little bit long, and if the right person is in our audience today, we might get our stream taken down. But hopefully, he's got better things to do today. Allegedly.
No.
So we're gonna play it. We're gonna do our best to play this clip. If the string goes down, it will be right back up. So everybody hang with us. And so this is a possibility of how Elvis faked his death, if he did indeed fake his death. So here you go.
Got tired of it. I was hooked on pills, I wanted out. And this boy, Sebastian Half, he was an Elvis imitator. He's the best of them. He took my place. Problem is he had a bad heart. He liked drugs too. Liked them more than I did. So it was him that died, not me. I just took his place.
But why would you want to leave all that fame, Mr. Presley? All that money?
I don't know. Because they got old. The woman I love, Priscilla, she was gone. The rest of the women were just women. I mean, the music wasn't mine anymore. I wasn't even me anymore, just this thing they made up. And my friends, well, they were sucking me dry. So I took a little road trip down to Nacogdoches to check out this Sebastian Half.
Sorry, boys, just wait here. Oh my God. I didn't think you'd really. It's all right, boys. Just another freak. Let's split.
Whoa. King,
sorry, man.
I got it.
It's all yours, baby.
So I signed everything over to Sebastian, except for enough money to sustain me if things got bad. I was determined to make myself a new life, a better one. But me and
Nice. Kiss the ring, peasant.
Cool.
Kiss the ring. I love Bruce Campbell. Holy shit.
Yep.
Yeah, he's
That's
funny
pretty
as hell.
funny. That's pretty right.
Oh yeah.
So that's possibility of one way it could have happened. This comment right here.
Well,
this is
King Fu.
well, this is my friend. This is my friend John's Lungbox. He has a series called Heroic Tales, and he's got a character called King Fu, who's like his world's Elvis, who became a martial arts superhero. And you got to see the picture, the artist rendering of it. It's really great. He's going to actually have a dojo T-shirts of King Fu dojo T-shirts and stuff like that.
Nice.
So,
regarding
brilliant
that clip,
idea.
that clip, there was I saw a documentary that was explaining there were some discrepancies with the autopsy.
Yes.
But also there was DNA discrepancy because the coroner requested a DNA sample, and what they found was that 2 and 2 didn't make 4, and so something was wrong, either with the sample or with the deceased,
right?
Because it didn't match.
Well, here's an eyewitness.
So that could lend credence to the premise of that clip in that movie.
That it was a Elvis swap. Yeah.
Could have been. Yeah.
What was that? 1977. I mean, how good was DNA evidence back then?
Did they have
it
DNA
wasn't.
back then?
It was very touchy. Yeah, it was different.
So
you had to you had to match everything by visual. Yeah.
So it could legitimately have been a mistake or something then.
Possibly, yes.
Yeah.
But also, one thing that needs to be noted, his death was classified by the coroner as natural causes, i.e. heart attack.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which has kept the autopsy report private.
Yes, because it's natural.
Public.
Yeah.
If
it
he
was
had
in one of
drug
the clips.
overdose or something like that, then it would have been made public. But it's private. It has been ever since.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, he had his heart issues, he had hypertension and diabetes. So
And he was taking handfuls of prescription meds too.
Yeah, a plethora of things that were wrong. So, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've been corrected. It's not T-shirt. It's a hoodie.
All
it's
right,
not T-shirt.
It's
a hoodie.
Hoodies.
Hoodie.
How dare you?
So there you go.
How dare you?
Oh,
all right. Okay. So that's two discrepancies. If there was people who were at the funeral that cameras weren't allowed into, and who right after he died, it kind of became a circus, of course. Like
Oh
it
yeah,
would.
it became nuts.
Well, everybody was after the estate.
Yeah, they freaking
right.
invaded it, basically.
Yeah.
Well, they made Graceland into almost a theme park, so
Yeah,
Right.
I know, right? Holy crap!
right.
And they don't even
Okay,
own it anymore.
Yeah,
There
I
you go.
know.
Right. Well, so this is a
Is he buried
video
there?
of somebody who was eyewitness at the funeral.
He's still buried there?
Yeah, he's buried Graceland. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's
Cool.
buried in the backyard like a dog.
Nice.
So-
Yeah, in a copper coffin.
With his
yeah, that's why it was so heavy.
misspelled name, allegedly.
Yes.
Allegedly.
Right.
Allegedly.
Right. Yeah, we will. We'll talk about that shortly. But here's a clip of eyewitness at the funeral. So here you go.
It didn't take very long after the announcement that Elvis Presley had died for the crowds of mourners to gather. From all over the world, they came to pay their final respects to a man whom they felt had always respected them. Elvis had been placed in a casket, open for viewing at Graceland. No cameras were allowed by order of the Presley estate. Silently, mourners passed by to say their final farewells. Elvis's cousin, Gene Smith, felt he had to personally say goodbye to the man he had loved so much.
When we viewed the body for the last time, I stood there quite a while looking at his hands. And, of course, he was always breaking bricks with his hands. He had calluses on the bottom of his hand and big old rough-looking knuckles. His nose looked kind of puggy looking, and his right sideburn was sticking out straight out about an inch. And his hairline looked as if it had been a hairpiece, something glued on somewhere. It just didn't look right. And his hands was just as smooth as a newborn's baby's behind, you know. And it seemed like it was sweating on around his hairline. It could have been sweat, it could have been glue, I don't know. But I just didn't believe it was him.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's been some speculation on that picture of the call because you only was able to take a picture, and it's been speculated that either the picture was altered or that was like a wax mannequin or something like that. That's one of the conspiracy theories.
Well,
Yeah.
well, one of the ones I heard was that the casket had like a low hum when you approached it, like there was some kind of refrigeration unit in it to keep the wax from melting.
Yeah, that was because it was a real bad heat. Yeah, August of '77 in Memphis. So
Tennessee.
And the odd thing about the casket being copper, guess what one of the best insulators in the world is?
It
copper.
wouldn't be copper.
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 Yep. Copper.
I've never heard of copper used in caskets anywhere else. That's a really exceedingly strange material for a casket.
Yes, it is.
So
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, I'm just it's just a speculation, but that is a really, really strange use of that metal, because it's not really. I mean, even polished copper is not really that attractive.
You're gonna bury it, and it's gonna corrode.
Yeah.
And eventually, it will just completely, corrode
Right.
and break down. I mean,
well,
that's the whole point
copper.
whole point of those caskets like that is that they stay intact. So they're made with woods and other materials that aren't going to basically decompose. over time. So
Right. So okay, I just thought that was weird. A copper casket was very
yes,
strange.
it is weird.
Yeah.
And that was somebody that was like right eye level with, it was eye level with the body in the casket, and he was not entirely convinced. This guy should know. He's actually works maintenance for Manhattan, and so there you go.
Yep.
So copper is one of the best conductors. That's why we use it for wires. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. That's why people like to steal.
There you go.
People like to steal it from abandoned buildings and stuff. So.
Yes. Yes, they do.
Yeah.
They do. They really do. They really do.
Yeah.
Somebody like dug up Elvis's grave to get the copper.
And found nothing in it.
I don't know. know.
Yep. All righty. So let's get into some of the. I looked through the whole entire like Bill Bixby special, which is pretty much a collation of all of the potential
conspiracies.
If you want to like, conspiracies and everything. I had all the people on, all the crackpots and people like that. But
so people like us, you think?
No, pretty much people like us. But and it all like every time it like kind of boiled down to trust me, bro.
Yeah.
Trust me, bro.
And it's like,
bro.
And it's like, I saw the evidence and this is my conclusion, So what's up, Wrangler? Hola. Like, share, and subscribe. Yeah. Good idea.
Yeah.
Good idea. You mind highlighting that for me, Wookie? Appreciate it, dude.
You got it.
Yeah, Wookie, do some work on the show, damn it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That stew is brewing. I could be thinking my legs a little fricative in here pretty soon.
Yeah, Wookie might drop out on us. That wouldn't be surprising. All right. Okay. So there you go. Right after the all right. So there was a few bits of like evidence that I was kind of like, okay, there might be something there. This was taken. This was like right after his death, and there was a news crew. And they were the only ones at Graceland at the time, and they were doing an interview, and this happened.
I'd like to thank CBS for allowing me this opportunity to do this, to let you know that we did receive your cards and all the flowers.
I've seen better Bigfoot video than that.
Yeah. Some of those fake dragon ones were more convincing.
Yes.
Remember those the fake dragon ones were more convincing. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need about tree fitting.
Tree fitting.
Well, I mean, well, that was like one of the as one piece of evidence that's been used multiple times, multiple places. I think Bill Bixby had it on his show. It was his father was giving an interview, and then somebody walks by the mirror or walks by the window, and there's not supposed to be anybody there at Graceland outside the crew and him and a few other people who were present. So somebody walking by the window and nobody else is supposed to be there, is everybody's like, who's that supposed to be anyway? Right.
Hunka burning conspiracy. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Well, okay. So one other piece of evidence. This was also on the Bill Bixby show, but I also have a refutation of it. But this is the next big piece that's been passed around for years and years and years. Okay. So here we go.
How many, please, in our audience have been to Graceland? May we see some hands? Ooh, quite a number of you. All right. What would you think if you'd visited Graceland, taken some typical tourist pictures, and then in the privacy of your living room, notice what seemed to be the face of Elvis Presley staring right out at you? I think you'd get very excited. Well, this is precisely what happened to a man named Mike Joseph on New Year's Eve day, December 31st, 1977. Now, recently, Mike was interviewed about the events leading up to this amazing picture. Let's watch.
It was New Year's Eve, 77, when I took my wife and my son and my nephew down to Graceland. They had just opened up Memory Gardens where Elvis was laid to rest. And we were there for an hour, and we left back for home. Had the pictures developed, and looked at them, put them away. One day after reading a book, I decided to look at my pictures again. I pulled them out, and this time I saw something in one of the pictures that I hadn't seen. My God, I had Elvis Presley sitting in the doorway, looking out at the fans walking past his grave. I've had the negatives examined by Kodak. And Kodak basically says that they are original. They have not been tampered with in any way. They were taken in sequence, uncut by the negatives, being original. They can tell. The emulsion number of the film was manufactured in 77. Each roll of film that is manufactured has a manufacturing date on it in the emulsion number. This is the shot that I took of the people walking and the bathhouse in the distance. We zero in here, and this is the same shot with just the chair. No one sitting in the chair. So that shows it was not a picture of someone sitting in the chair. This is my son once again blocking the doorway, and of course the picture where I first spotted the silhouette in the doorway.
That turned out not to be Elvis.
I know.
I think it was somebody, an employee of the state or something like that.
Yeah, it was some other brother.
Oh.
So.
I guess I'm gonna have to play that now. Hold on. I was gonna build up to it, but thank you.
The next big sighting occurred on a New Year's Day tour of Graceland in 1978. Mike Joseph snapped a pic of the pool house, and only after getting the film developed did he notice what looks to be Elvis sitting in the pool house. It was later determined to be a photo of Elvis's security guard and touring wardrobe manager Al Strata, but that didn't stop the photo from making the rounds within Elvis fan circles and probably fueled the conspiracy theory around the U.S.
Is there anything else I can do for you, Bunny?
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I saw that clip earlier.
Try to put on a show here, and it's just like,
See,
whatever.
It's supposed to be the way around. You're supposed to say, damn your eyes at me, not the other way around, Wookie.
Well,
we all must act normal. All of us. Nothing is going on here.
Well, there's we missed the comment earlier. Let me get it. All right. Here's a comment from earlier we missed. It's terrible for holding in heat, or your house will burn down. That is copper. Talking about copper.
Right.
So, but we weren't talking about holding in heat. We were talking about keeping something cool. So that's what I was referring to. That's not not a good conductor of heat. It's good, but it. Which is why it's used in wiring and things like that. So anyway, but that is what it is. All right. So that is like there was like some signature matching that went on. There was there was like a conspiracy involving him working with the DEA. Because he went to Nixon's White House.
Yeah.
And
he was just a badge collector.
And Nixon made him part of the. Yeah, well, there was like one of the theories is that he was working with the DEA because he was the star on the level he was, that he was around a lot of drug dealers. Which, considering that when he met Nixon, he was high as a kite by multiple sources.
Yeah.
And wanting a DEA badge from Nixon, and he was high as a kite. There was actually a movie about him meeting Nixon.
I want a DEA badge.
And they got that.
Come on, give it to me, baby.
Yeah. Yep. Pretty much. Okay. So let's see. What other theories are there?
Well, there was that thing where he
Could be.
took down
What other theories?
the fraternity. He took down the fraternity or something. Some kind of criminal organization.
Right.
What's it?
Oh, okay.
Or the mob was after the mob was after him as well.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Right.
There was a hit out.
Right.
A hit out on him. They were going to whack him. So.
Yeah. John plays like RPGs, so he's probably dungeon master tonight. That's what that is. But anyway, so have fun, John. Have fun storming the castle. Anyway, but yeah, I mean that was like the fraternity thing where he was supposed to be this organization, that he was trying to take down. And there's also this thing about his father like trying to sell the plane to the wrong people.
Oh,
and,
Oh yeah, I heard about that story. Yeah.
That's right.
yeah. And there was like a whole thing about that. So
that's right. They were like mobsters as well, wasn't it? Yeah.
Right. One theory
Organized
that he went to Buenos Aires, and
the plane.
yeah. Well, the problem with that was at that time the Memphis airport didn't have any flights to Buenos Aires. So, and his plane, as far as I know, his plane was still at the airport. So that kind of kills that theory.
Right.
Over the years, there's been a groundskeeper seen. Everybody's trying to say that was Elvis.
Yeah.
There was a man who had a coworker down in Buenos Aires that supposedly looked like Elvis, except Elvis had more money than God when he died. Yeah. So I doubt he was going to be an office worker in Buenos Aires.
No.
He did kind of resemble Elvis a little bit through the eyes and the nose. And he was supposedly being able to sing very well. But I doubt Elvis would have been working in an office in Buenos Aires. So I'm going to have to watch that one too.
And I doubt if Elvis was wanting to have a low profile, he'd be starring in Home Alone, even in a small scene at the airport.
There was that one, yeah. Seen over the shoulder in the airport. They know who that was. That was a character actor that was in for the day. So they know who that name. The name of that guy was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
All right, B Dog.
I think he meant Elvis is here now. We're playing Settlers. Okay, that's what he meant. Okay, Elvis is here now. Oh, okay. There's B Dog.
Hey.
So
hopefully, hopefully he won't be cussing me shortly.
What
I'll
about
try to
that
be
guy,
nice.
Bob
Go ahead.
Joyce?
Yep, the preacher.
Preacher.
One of the things that, Priscilla said before she died, when she was asked if Elvis was still alive, what did she think he would be doing? And she said that she always believed that if he wasn't as famous as he was, that he would have wound up being a preacher.
Yeah,
because he's deeply religious and kind of like one of those people that was kind of like just he had the world at his fingertips, and even if you're a righteous man, that's way too much temptation for pretty much anybody to take. I would be a hedonist if I had as much access to things as he did.
Did you mean Lisa Marie? Because Priscilla's still alive.
That's what I say.
Okay. Well, Priscilla's still alive? Are you sure?
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay. Well,
Lisa Marie's the one.
okay. I guess it's just an interview with Priscilla some years ago, where she said that she thought he would be a preacher if he had his druthers. And there's a preacher who happened to sound a lot like Elvis and had a lot of Elvis mannerisms.
Right.
And would like insinuate that he was Elvis all the time. And they're like, he resembles Elvis. He doesn't resemble Elvis. Not one bit. Not like at all. I mean, now, one thing that they can't fake with plastic surgery, okay? And that's why everybody that's looking for somebody that supposedly had plastic surgery, they don't look at the nose, they don't look at the chin, they don't look at the cheekbones. There's the eye, that, and that. You can't alter that because that's part of this freaking skull, okay? And there's really no way to that and that. There's no way to alter that with plastic surgery. And so if you're looking to think if somebody had plastic surgery, if it's the same person, that's what you look for, like right there. And that particular preacher, his eyes are too close together.
Yeah.
So plus my friend from Wings of Pegasus did an analysis of the two voices, and he found them too different to be the same person. Because Elvis had a really tight vibrato. That's one thing that made him special as a singer, and he had range. He was bass baritone that had tenor range, which is rare. You don't exactly throw a dead cat and hit a bass baritone with tenor range, but he was one such individual, and so this gentleman just doesn't have the voice quality, and he doesn't have the right vibrato, and he doesn't have the right eye nose bridge, combination. But people have tried to say that he is, and he's not knocked those theories down. Let's just say that he's profited somewhat over people thinking he was.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure a few of them have profited.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And you can't. Every small town, every city, state, there's Elvis impersonators everywhere.
Right.
All right. Hola, part 2,
Hello,
Frequency Studios. Hey, man. Good to see you. What's that one for Wrangler? What did Wrangler say?
Yep.
After his death, Elvis had
after
more
hello
jobs
there.
than Mario.
All right. After his death. Elvis had more jobs than Mario. Yeah.
Yep.
Agreed.
Hello there,
Well,
B-Dog. Welcome to the chaos.
You know, so if you guys,
we call Romper Room.
Yep. So, have you guys, in your research, have you come across any theories that I haven't covered that you thought were compelling?
Not really. It's nothing
Just
really.
a bunch of ones that were easily just, you don't even have to be an expert. You just look at it and you go, that's not the same. Like the handwriting thing.
Yeah,
like,
that was very different. Yeah.
That's like, come on now. What do you mean that's Elvis's handwriting on his death certificate? What are you, nuts?
I have a theory.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
And it was presented by Agent K, a Men in Black. Elvis didn't die. He just went home.
To his home planet.
That's right.
He just went home.
Right.
Maybe that's the truth then. Okay.
Who knows?
Well, I think the reason why this persists is because so many people, Elvis was absolutely miserable, being popular, being famous at that degree. He couldn't go anywhere. He couldn't be seen anywhere. He couldn't just casually hang out, and he was basically a mama's boy who just caught the right time in history and had enough talent and uniqueness. A white boy who could sing soul music and had black man moves around the time that rock and roll was started to take off, and he just happened to be one of the most handsome men that's ever lived. That didn't hurt, and he just caught the zeitgeist and launched to popularity like few in the world have ever endured. I think him and the Beatles are probably the only two. The Monkees kind of achieved that for a little while, in America at least. Tropic Island with Tupac and Hitler. Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yes.
There you go.
I
Tupac has put out more material after his death than he did when he was alive. So that is
funny how that happens. Yeah.
Imagine that.
Funny how that happened. But he's still in the zeitgeist. He's still he's still making money today. He's still seizing people's imaginations.
Christmas albums, country albums. I mean,
yeah.
Well,
he's been repackaged quite a few bit. Quite a lot.
I've got Elvis's greatest hits on frickin' 2LP.
Yeah.
2LP sets from K-Tel.
Right.
I mean, Blue Christmas comes out every Christmas time.
Well,
yeah, absolutely.
It goes to the top of the charts.
Well, I mean,
yep. Every year.
Yeah.
No.
Well, of all the voices I expect AI to start imitating, I think Elvis is probably at the top of the list. So we're probably going to get a lot more. Newest resident on that island. Maybe.
Well, there was a song. There was a song that came out several years ago, "Satisfaction," where they dubbed his voice into the song. It was his song originally.
Yeah, they did some splicing stuff and made an interesting song out of it.
Yeah.
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 It was in Ocean's 11, I think it was.
Yeah.
All right. I've seen that. Not for a long time, though.
Right.
Are you sure it's the Satisfaction, or was it something else? I think it was Satisfaction. I'm not sure exactly, but I mean, well, it's definitely one of his songs. And they did some mashup to it. There's another mashup floating around with Elvis and in video form and some other group doing a song. It was actually pretty damn good.
Right.
Yeah. So there's some crazy stuff going on.
Let me posit a theory that I don't think Elvis faked his death, but I do think that there is a distinct possibility that Colonel Tom Parker had him murdered at 42. That I think that's more plausible to me that he was murdered. Bradley Noel from Sublime, yeah, there you go. Actually, Bradley Noel died before Michael Jackson, so so Michael Jackson died after Bradley. Anyway, but I do think there's a possibility of that because Tom Parker was a psychotic son of a bitch, and he controlled every aspect. And Elvis was pushing back, and Elvis was showing signs of breaking with Colonel Tom.
Is that the manager? Is that his manager?
Yeah.
Well, his manager screwed.
Yeah, that was the manager from hell.
Tom Parker just controlled his life to no end.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, he couldn't go 5 feet without asking permission from Tom Parker to do something.
Was it him? Was it him that screwed Elvis from traveling abroad? Wasn't it? Or
yes,
something like that, wasn't it? You couldn't tour abroad.
Wouldn't let him go tour Europe.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people think Elvis. The reason why Elvis was like bloated up and like kind of like because he was like in deep depression that he couldn't like live his own life, and they couldn't get away from Colonel Tom because Colonel Tom had it like tied up 6 ways from Sundays contract wise.
Yeah, wouldn't you go a bit crazy and start eating tons of Burger King and whatever else?
Yeah, exactly.
Popping goodness knows what kind of pills.
We have someone like that in recent history. Britney Spears went nutso because of that thing with her dad was controlling her life.
Oh my God!
Whatever it was.
Yeah. But she's not recovered.
No, she's not. She's still
fucking mental.
She's still a nut bar.
I can fix her.
You can't fix stupid. I'm sorry.
Leave her alone. Leave her alone.
Leave Brittany alone. Leave alone. Anyway. Well, there's a story that kind of illustrates this. The guy did his name just flew out of my head. He was in Smokey and the Bandit. He did the song Guitar Man.
Jerry
Reed. His name?
Jerry Reed.
Jerry Reed. Okay,
Reed.
so Jerry Reed, he kind of had a minor hit with Guitar Man, and Elvis he heard it and he went over the moon and he wanted that song, but Colonel Tom Parker, he wouldn't let he wouldn't allow Elvis to record a song unless he had half the royalties going forward.
Right.
Oh, God.
And they went looking for, and when they tried to record the song, they couldn't get the guitar right because Jerry Reed is a very unique guitar player. He picks like nobody on the planet. And so Elvis kept hearing it. Yeah, and Elvis kept listening to it, and they kept listening to it, and he didn't like it. He just didn't like it without that guitar on it. And so they went and found Jerry Reed, who was fishing on the, on the Cumberland, and and they brought him in, and here he comes in. He comes into like the studio, and he's got like waiters, and he just right off the river, and it was like, well, we're trying to record your song, but Elvis doesn't like it, and he's like, you can't get the guitar right? And they're like, how did you know? He's like, well, because nobody plays the guitar like me. And so Elvis is like, I don't care what it takes. I want that song, and I want Jerry. And Colonel Tom's like, okay, well, sign this. And Jerry's like, nope, I don't think I will. He's like, yeah, what? He's like, no, I'm not. I don't think I will. He's like, see you later. I'm going fishing. And then Elvis, for one of the few times in his whole entire existence, told Tom, he's like, I need him. I want this song. Give him what he wants. And he very, very, very rarely put his foot down with Tom Parker. As a matter of fact, he lost Dolly Parton's one of the Dolly Parton song. I think it was "I Will Always Love You" or something. But he lost that song because Dolly Parton walked away from the deal because he couldn't get her signed to it. Only two people ever beat Tom Parker, and it was him, Dolly Parton, and Jerry Reed. But
nice.
But Jerry's like, okay, I'm going fishing, and so you guys work this out. But the fish are biting, and so Tom's like, Tom he had him over a barrelhead, and Tom broke and said, okay, and so Jerry played on Guitar Man on that Elvis's recording, and he got full royalties, and he lived off of it the rest of his life. But because it was a huge hit, so Tom Parker,
I'm trying to imagine how it would have gone down. It's just like, I'm going some fishing. Bah!
Yeah, pretty much.
Just bah!
Well, Jerry knew what he had. I mean, he was totally okay with not being a big star. He was just he was totally okay with that. This was before Smokey and the Bandit, but
there's a video. There's a video out of there's a studio session, and it had all these famous guitarists at the time. And this is like the early '80s and everything. And Jerry Reed is one of the featured guys, and Glenn Campbell, and they're going back and forth playing guitar with each other, and it's amazing. I just to be a fly on the wall in that room when that was done.
He was one of the few people on the planet that can hang with Glenn Campbell.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing too. Back in the day before his death, Jimi Hendrix was interviewed by a reporter, and the reporter asked, "How does it feel to be the best guitar player in the world?" And he says, "I don't know. You got to go ask Roy Clark."
Right.
It's like you got to ask Roy Clark.
Oh, definitely.
Well, Glenn Campbell was part of the Wrecking Crew.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was all those studio players that played on all these major hits and stuff like that. And he was part of that. And he came out of that group.
Yeah, he did. Yep. There was no Tijuana Brass. It was a Wrecking Crew. And
on the subject of Eastbound and Down, would you be surprised if I told you that I've got that song on a mixed CD in my car that's been in the car for about the last 10 years or so?
Nice.
I believe it.
Nice.
It's one of those traveling songs, man. It's one of those traveling songs.
Yeah.
Also, Texas Bound, and I'm flying. I've got that as well.
Oh yeah, there you go.
If you want to listen to a funny Jerry Reed song, listen to "She Got the Gold Mine, I Got the Shaft."
Yes. Oh my God, that's such a great freaking song.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's living legend.
Or when you're hot, you're hot.
Yes.
Yeah. You're hot. It's a great one. It's a great one. Oh, yeah. But the only two people that's ever got over on Tom Parker was Jerry Reed and Dolly Parton. And Dolly Parton basically walked away from signing the deal with Tom Parker and kept her song. And one the song she kept was "I Will Always Love You."
Yep.
And because Elvis wanted to record it, and she would not sign it over. And millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars later.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Tom Parker was an asshole.
So,
he was
complete control freak asshole.
Okay, a show of hands of anybody that thinks that Tom Parker wouldn't have Elvis killed if he felt like he could get more money out of Elvis dead. Show of hands. No. Okay, so everybody believes it. No.
It was
okay. Show of hands of anybody that thinks he would have killed Elvis if he could get more of him. Yeah. All right, there you go. Is that better?
My feet are up as well.
The feet up as well. So I think what we're looking here is we're looking at a cover up more than we're looking at did Elvis fake his death. I do think that Elvis did die, but I think the cover up sense and all the smoke around him dying was what you're seeing. You're seeing you're not seeing like a fire. You're just seeing somebody like putting up a lot of smoke to obscure something else. And you got somebody whose health was 42 years old, and he went from the 69 comeback special to looking like he looked. And
Yeah.
That kind of physical deterioration. I mean, it's
That'll do a number on you.
yeah.
Too many peanut butter and banana sandwiches.
And so anybody that wanted Elvis to live longer would have told him no.
Oh
Would
yeah.
have put him on a diet. Would have had health
You'd have
people
hired
in
a freaking nutritionist.
Throw in a salad here and there.
Freaking.
Yeah.
I think Colonel Mustard
Exactly.
did it in the library.
Yes. And Elvis
With the candelabra.
There you go. Well, I mean, Elvis was a martial artist. I mean, Elvis did legitimately study martial arts, and until guess who made him stop? Colonel Tom Parker made him stop.
Some self-proclaimed colonel.
Did he know Bruce Lee? I'm trying to remember if he knew Bruce Lee. Did he know Bruce Lee?
I don't. Bruce Lee died in '73. So
they could have met back in the 60s
yeah.
because Elvis was still famous and Bruce Lee was famous in the 60s. In the United States, as doing the Green Hornet series.
So they could have met, maybe traded some fighting
could have
techniques and whatnot. Yeah.
And Bruce Lee had a freaking house in LA somewhere.
Yeah.
Lived there forever.
Well, I mean, Bruce Lee, he trained just about every major actor you can think of. I mean, everybody
Colburn.
seemed to.
Yeah.
Like in Hollywood.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yep.
Everybody was connected to him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not that it's related to Elvis, but Bruce Lee did train
Well,
George Lazenby.
anyway, so Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yep.
George Lazenby.
Yeah, George Lazenby. Yep. James Colburn, George Lazenby.
That is that's the James Bond with one movie under his belt. James Bond had one
on Her
movie.
Majesty's Secret Service.
Yep.
Not a bad movie. And
It's all right. Yeah, it's not
the
bad.
chick was the chick was pretty good. That was Emma Peel from the Avengers.
Diana Rigg,
Yeah,
Diana Rigg, yeah.
Mhm.
Well, anyway, so we have definitely gone far afield. I guess it's time to do a vote.
Yes.
All right. So,
I have a poll.
I vote for banana sandwiches.
Somebody actually answered a question.
Peanut butter banana sandwiches.
Peanut butter
banana sandwiches.
Peanut butter.
Come on, get it right. Get it right.
Peanut
Anyway.
Was it smooth or crunchy?
Crunchy.
All right.
Crunchy.
All righty. So over here on mine, I've got 3 votes.
Oh wow.
And I've got I've got 33 for debunked. I've got 67 for confirmed. Wow. Okay.
What?
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
All right. So ending the poll in 3, 2,
ending mine too.
1. Ended.
And for now, bye-bye. I've ended it.
Okay. So I've got 1 for debunked and 2 for confirmed. Believe it or not.
I have 2 solid votes for in the middle, and that's it.
Oh, really? Wow.
That's it.
Okay.
In the middle.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what conspiracies they're watching that we're not. But this is a nothing burger.
Maybe they watched both of the Bixby conspiracies.
I don't know. I mean, last week we had like evidence up to our eyeballs. I mean, everything was like direct connections. Everything was like a fluffernutter. What's a fluffernutter? I have no idea. All right. I mean, last week we had like overabundance of like direct
Is that
connections.
like goobers?
Proof and, I don't know what a fluffernutter is.
I don't
have no
either. Is it
idea.
like goober?
But we
Andy.
Yeah, but we had like direct connections last week, and it kind of like raised my my belief in what's possible with like
MK
proof
Ultra.
and things like that.
Oh yeah.
MK Ultra kind of like that was like I was finding connections everywhere. I was finding connections I didn't know existed when I went into there.
You're
And
like
it was just like
looking at one
proof
thing,
after
the next
proof
thing you
after
know,
proof,
you've got
and-
like a
and
spider
connection
web
after connection.
everywhere.
Yeah,
It's
exactly,
everywhere.
exactly. And I guess because in light of that one, this week I didn't find it's like the barrier was raised this high for
Peanut butter and
proof and
fluff.
things like that. And I'm just
Oh, like
peanut butter and fluff, yeah,
fluff,
marshmallow
like
fluff,
marshmallow fluff.
peanut butter
Oh,
marshmallow
I
fluff, yeah.
see. Okay.
A New England staple.
That's a
Okay.
New England staple, yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
I
that
didn't know
sounds
what that was
interesting.
called, but yeah, I'm familiar with it.
Like
But,
jalapeno jelly and bacon.
But this week, okay. But like this week, I mean, there was nothing like there. It was like it was just like, trust me, bro. Here's this could mean anything, but this is what I found this week is called the Texas bullseye. You ever hear that?
No.
It's where
so.
it's where a gunman shot into a barn, and then he drew a bullseye around the one time he hit something.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, MK Ultra is some wicked shit.
Yes,
yeah,
it is.
last week was a freaking rabbit hole. Last week, man, there's snakes at the bottom of that rabbit hole too, man.
Exactly.
Um,
It's got
Fucking hate
bacon. Don't
snakes.
try it. Yes.
Yeah, but this week I'm just gonna have to say I'm going to say debunk this week. What do you say, Krill?
Yeah, I'm pretty much on the debunked side of things as well. I'd be more inclined to believe the assassination kind of thing, but Colonel
Yep.
Parker. But
Yep.
did he fake his death? Nah, don't think so.
Yeah. What do you think, Wookie?
Yeah, Elvis died in August of '77. No doubt in my mind. Whether it was by his bad health, he OD'd, or somebody was jealous and offed him, I don't know, but he died.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Abby? What do you think, man?
I'm going to steal a line from a great Mojo Nixon and say Elvis is everywhere.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna.
Joe Nixon.
We're going through an Elvis solution. I know the song. Okay. All right. So I guess we're just gonna go with. All right. So
Yeah.
Have we had a complete debunk before? I think we have, haven't we? It's not often though.
No, we usually have like one or two outliers. Usually it's Abby saying, I'm not sure, or in the middle,
Undecided.
or
It's not
Well,
often.
you had two confirmed, and I've got one in the middle, and then we're all for debunked. So
yeah.
Well, I'm not really debunked. I'm kind of like,
We're all debunked.
anything's in the realm of possibility in my eyes.
yeah, could be.
So you're in the middle. You're freaking
Yes,
in the
sir.
middle. Okay, well that's
Yes.
still just that's
He's
just
in
still
the
two
middle.
in the middles, and yeah, so that's just two in the middles, and one and two confirms and 4 undecided. So we're still it doesn't change the outcome. So okay. Now if we wanna like go at a future date and talk about did Tom Parker killed Elvis, I think that
that's
would
different.
probably have more connections for us. Elvis is like Lucy in a ScarJo movie. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh
I
yeah. I
so
remember that
yeah, it's called Lucy. Yeah.
one. I've
All
seen
right.
that
Well,
once, I
I
remember
think
that,
this week. Yeah. So this week we are going to say debunked. Most of us are going to say debunked. So next week, you guys have any ideas of what you would like to see next week? Anybody?
What is next week? Conspiracy or cryptid? Or is it just open?
Well, we're just gonna open it up because
Open.
yeah. So just whatever you want to, whatever you want to explore.
Here's a good one. What's that guy that in the 90s he opened his mouth and then he died? Oh, Gary Webb.
Gary Webb.
Gary Webb.
Okay.
Was Gary Webb off by the deep state?
Okay.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
Bunny, do you know who Gary Webb is?
Either? Okay.
You don't know who Gary Webb is?
No,
he is the what was it, San Jose Press or something like that? Wookie. He was a writer, and he kind of blew the lid open on the whole Iran-Contra thing.
Oh, okay. All right.
And it kind of implicated Freeway Ricky Ross in the whole thing as well. So it was kind of, this thing had tentacles and it went everywhere.
What year was that? Was that like 91?
Right.
That was in the early mid 90s.
Okay.
So actually no, it was earlier than that. So remember the hearings.
So probably
in the first Bush administration.
Okay.
Yes. Papa Bush. Who was yes. Former line of employment was with the CIA.
Papa Spook, I mean Bush.
Yes, Papa Spook.
Yeah, Spooky Bush. Yeah, Spooky Bush.
Spooky Bush. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing how many things get traced back to HW. A lot of things get traced back to him.
Oh yeah.
Well,
not gonna do
the
it,
lowest
not
rated
gonna do
show
it.
we've done so far was Kiki Camarena, and I hadn't heard of him either. So, all right.
There's a movie
is that
about
what
the
you
guy.
guys want to
It's
do
called,
next week?
well, there's a movie about the guy called Kill the Messenger. Pretty good movie. It's got Jeremy Renner in it.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. All right.
That.
All right. Okay.
What about?
All right. So we are going to go ahead.
What about Lusitania?
Lusitania.
Okay.
Was it a setup?
What's the theory around
That's
Lusitania?
what got us. Lusitania was sunk by
Okay.
the Germans in World War One. There was a bunch of Americans on there. Got us in World War One.
Oh, wait, is
So
that
is
not
it
World
there-
War II?
No, World War One.
Lusitania.
Lusitania.
For sure, it was World War One.
Okay.
I thought.
Well, was it sunk by the Germans, or
did
was it sunk by us to get us involved? Is that the
It's possible. I mean, hey, look what happened to
who sank the Lusitania?
line over there in Europe.
I thought that was World War II, but I'm not
man,
sure.
the Russians sabotaged their own freaking pipeline.
Yeah.
They Nord Streamed it.
Sure they did.
All right.
There they did.
Okay. All right.
But,
Okay.
yeah, no, Lusitania.
So
there's that.
I think the Lusitania idea does have more legs. So we'll do Lusitania next week.
Yeah.
Are you scared of Gary
Okay.
Webb, Bunny?
I'm not scared.
He doesn't want to go after deep staked actors.
Oh,
All right,
well, you guys won't let me do the Clinton side.
Oh
So,
shit!
Oh, bring it on! I want to do that.
Coward! Don't call me a coward.
No,
That's
Vince Foster. Vince Foster.
Vince Foster. He died of suicide with 2 bullets in the back of his head.
Hi, I'm Vince Foster, and I committed suicide by shooting myself.
No,
twice in the
that was the guy from the DNC, a few blocks away that
Yeah.
had the 2 bullets in the back of his head and the mugging that never happened.
Oh yeah,
Seth Rich.
Seth Rich.
Seth Rich, yeah.
Yeah.
He stabbed himself
Yeah.
in the back 17 times and got run over by a truck.
Yeah, exactly.
And they still didn't take his wallet.
Of natural causes. He died of natural causes.
Yeah.
Because if you get stabbed 17 times and run by a truck, you die naturally.
Naturally,
Yeah,
naturally, you're gonna die.
It seems to happen a lot. And oh, by the way, a young girl just got murdered who could turn state's evidence against the Clintons in Australia. So,
Gee.
Oh, imagine that.
to say that Hillary hasn't lost her touch, let's just say that.
No.
But we'll stick with Lusitania, and maybe at some point we'll cover the Clinton side. Maybe the last show we ever do.
For obvious reasons.
Well,
for obvious
Bunny,
reasons.
Well,
you do.
Bunny, you are closer to DC than we are.
Yes, you are. All right. Which
All
one
right,
is it? Lusitania?
all right, okay.
We're doing Lusitania.
All right, so next week
Scrub-a-dub-dub, 3 minute
we'll do Lusitania next week. Yep.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Did America sink the Lusitania? How about that?
Ooh,
How about that?
I like
that
that.
work?
That
That
sounds
work?
good. That works.
Okay.
Good.
So
Like
next
a lot
week.
of things.
All right. We're gonna talk about the. Anyway, y'all have a very good night. Thank you all for coming out for Cryptids and Conspiracies, and we'll see you next week. Same cryptid time, same conspiracy channel. And anybody got announcements to make? I think you have a show tomorrow, Wookie.
Yeah, I'm having a show tomorrow, and
You got my schedule.
Abby might be coming on. Yeah, it's scheduled.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
It's just
Okay.
it's gonna
All right.
pretty much be like an open bar. We're just gonna talk about shit that's happened over the last couple of weeks.
Oh,
In the
okay.
news.
It's
All right.
how many cocktails I have tonight.
I'll be having double espresso.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna bring the pot of coffee.
So,
up here.
we'll have Wookie and a probably most likely hungover Abby tomorrow morning if you want to check it out.
Look at him.
Anyway,
We're gonna be going like, do you realize how much this stings?
It'll be no.
You
It
insensitive
won't
prick.
be.
Well,
it won't be for Abby. It won't be easy like Sunday morning. It'll
No.
be Sunday morning coming down.
well,
Johnny Cash
maybe you'll
song.
get lucky and Gabi will stop by and you'll get.
Who gives a shit?
That's famous right there, baby. Who gives
Oh,
Yeah,
exactly.
never gets old.
That's definitely worth the price of admission. So, all right, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
We'll see you next week.
Good night,
Bye,
everybody.
everybody.